Hey guys, how's it going? Just waiting a few more minutes, trying to make sure everything's running right here. Please let me know in the comments if y'all can hear me well. Thank you, Jason's Electric. Glad to see that you made it to the stream. Turn the camera on here. So I'm going to be doing a bit of an unboxing. And also, like, after I do the X-Men 97 Sentinel review, guys, if there's a figure you want me to look at, put it down in the comments, and, you know, I'll try to go and see if I can take a look at it. Okay, so looks like we got a bit of people here, so yeah, I'll just start it now. So, welcome everybody. So this is the first time I'm going live. Never done this before, and sorry, you know, I mean, I'm doing this off my phone, so it's maybe not a format maybe some of you may prefer, but kind of doing the best I can with it. So yeah, this guy definitely had to get quite a few of. Definitely did not want to miss out on the X-Men 97 Sentinel. This is the version that I was definitely most excited about. So, you know, I'm very happy that Hasbro did do this one eventually. So yeah, let's go and take this guy out of the box. So, or before I do, actually, I should show you what he looks like, right? So here's the front, obviously, like you've been staring at. Side, you get a very nice Sentinel artwork here. On the back here, you get a lot of shots of however you can have your Sentinels displayed however you want it. And then you see some of the figures from the X-Men 97 lineup. And as well as you get basically the first three waves of all the figures. So they show wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 here. So, you know, kind of shows what you're missing if you skipped out, whatever. They don't show the 2-packs, so you kind of have to go and look and somewhere else to figure that out. And on the side, you got the X-Men characters here. Looks really cool. I love the cartoon style. Obviously, it's a really nice artwork though. So yeah, let's go and take it out. I already opened it from the bottom, so I kind of cheated here. Maybe cheated more than most open boxers do. But take this guy out. Let's get rid of that. Now, obviously, you get the brown box here. Let's try to cut it from here so you have that protecting it. Get rid of that. Ooh. All right, so as you can see, you got the Sentinel wrapped up here. Get them out of the plastic. I'm actually happy they went with the plastic instead of the paper. If you guys remember the paper, how it would just basically get stuck to the Sentinel. Pretty wild. So yeah, let's see. Look. Weapon Alpha, okay. But yeah, here's the Sentinel now out of that plastic bag here. So this is a much more simpler design, of course. than the one we've seen before, and he's obviously a few inches shorter. So yeah, but before I get to him, let's go over some of the accessories here. So I'll just kind of have him chill here. So you get a blast effect. So you get a small piece here. You get the small one. Then you get bigger blast effect, so it stretches out a little bit further than the other one. Then you have the blast effect, you know, the core pieces here. So these have to be connected. All three have to be like put together. I mean, you could maybe skip out a piece, but it'll be maybe a little weird here. So here you have the big one, has nice yellow paint that go on here, so it's not completely translucent like this one is, and it's got, see if they can show the ridges here. But yeah, you got circular here so they can fit however you want it, and you stick through and presses in, becomes one whole piece. Basically do the same thing with that. Then you have the alternate pieces here, the battle damaged head. So here's the top. Got cracks across here, a little chipped. Here's like the center chest piece that's not damaged, so that's supposed to combine here. And then we got the battle damaged one, got some wires hanging out. So yeah, that comes with those few pieces here. And then we got the battle damaged head faceplate. So these switch to faceplates rather than like a whole head, like how they were doing before. So I'm sure that helps them out much better. Let's go and move that out of the way. So yeah, you have this giant Sentinel now. So he's got the ratcheting of the articulation here. So pretty good movement there. For the most part, this figure is pinless. You are going to see some pin parts here though, where there should be like a screw or something. So, but the outsides are pinless. So you got ratcheting all over here. But on the inside of the leg, if you look, you still have those like spots where they would have a screw. So that's the unfortunate part right there. Also, I noticed here in the back too that you got those like pin screw holes right there too. So there's that. Now the articulation for the torso certainly can't bend as well as the other one did, I think. But you do get a little bit of movement here. You're just not going to get that articulation break. Since you don't want to break the sculpt too much, probably. It does look like such a good toyetic figure, you know? Now, you got the faceplate, or well, the top of the head has to come off here. So you see you got this piece, and then you can put that back on if you wanted, or just take it off. Let's see. That can come off pretty easy, so it's what it looks without a faceplate. Let's see if we can, there we go. Put on the new one. So it's pretty easy to switch the faceplates. Pretty easy. I'll do better shots later. I have some set up here. You got great hand articulation. Basically, you can do pretty much all of it. So you know, that's great with the hand articulation. I'm glad that they kept that in here. Let's see, the center arc piece. There's like a little divot thing on the inside here, so you can just kind of match that up, and then you can close that, and you got your completed Sentinel essentially here. So yeah, that's that's the Sentinel here. He's a bit lighter than I expected, to be honest. But he's got very nice sculpt though. I really think it's a really nice sculpt. Definitely feels like a lighter figure. You can see this kind of step down from what they did before. Here's the base of the foot. So you can see there's the peg here too. So if you wanted to, you could probably add these to it. If you wanted to have your Sentinel kicking off, you know, flying away, something like that. We just need an ultra, you know, flight stand or something like that to carry this figure, or just, you know, wires, because yeah, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, that is the Sentinel we got right here. Now, obviously, this is currently on Hasbro Pulse's site, so if you do want to get him, I think they raised it up by like $45. So they do have that though. So if you didn't do the made to order, but at least it's, you know, available. You know, you don't have to go and run out. So obviously there's a lot of other questions probably for what this figure can do as far as like the tentacles with the previous Sentinel. So I'll do some comparisons. But before I go move on, we just check comments, make sure everything's cool here. No, I do not consider this my number one, my new number one. I did make a video, like a short, who my new top 10. Obviously, Cyclops fell off the list because he was number 10, but he's my new number 3. So he's number 3 for the year. You know, just because I don't know. Maybe there's something extras that could have been thrown in with the Sentinel. But yeah, I do love this one. But yeah, I didn't want to be cliche and throw it as number 1 or even number 2. I just kind of didn't want to do that. So I just figured we'll put him as number 3 since he came earlier. I was really expecting him for 26. You know, I wasn't expecting to get him this fast. So that happened. But yeah, we'll go and move on. We're gonna go and move on from here because I lied. I had quite a few Sentinels. I had to go and make my army set up here and do a bunch of crazy stuff because that's just how I am. So I just had to do that. I want to make sure we can do this stream really easy and basically whatever questions you had with the figure, you have them answered. So the tentacles, they fit on the new one, of course, and they can hold the figures. You see I have them holding Rogue. Got him holding Bishop. I think I'm kind of having that rust on the other Sentinel a little bit, but it can hold. The issue I had was he did topple over a few times till I got it right. But yeah, it's a shame that we couldn't get it the first time, but you know, here we are. I think it's, you know, pretty cool that we did get it. So yeah, and here we got the other Sentinel. I put the big blast effects, kind of mix the pieces around here and there. So here he is just without anything, if you didn't want to put the helmets on. Good mixture. So yeah, so that's that. And I honestly wanted to make a whole X-Men display here. Here's my number 1 Juggernaut. Still number 1, I don't care. He's fantastic. Yeah, couldn't let the Sentinel beat out him. And then, you know, we of course have that arcade Sentinel. So as you can see, that's the original Sentinel, much bigger, definitely. So yeah, we have that. And let's see. Okay. Jace, are you talking about the Alpha Force? So I don't know if you're talking about someone on this team, but here's the other Sentinel. I kind of threw them with the other ones that I had. So definitely have to reconsider how I'm gonna have my Sentinel display. But I definitely wanted to throw a couple in here because it's really beautiful to have it, especially with the Master Mold head. Yeah. Weapon that defeated the X-Men. I'm drawing blanks here. Yeah, I think the new one is my favorite, just because I grew up watching the X-Men, 90 animated stuff. That's how I first saw the Sentinel. I used to have the old one. I think it was Toy Biz that made it, where the chest piece would, shoot out, and the feet would shoot out. It was really stupid, but it was a kid's toy, of course. But like, that was my first Sentinel. Obviously, I don't have that figure anymore. But yeah, like, this one is my favorite because it brings me back to that show stuff. Like, I love the big one, and it's really cool to have, and it does look awesome. But like, this is the ideal Sentinel for me, at the least. We got the some of these are customs that I did. The Iron Mans from the Happy 2-pack. Got a bunch of those for cheap, and then I just made custom Sentinels for them. And then the old retro Sentinel, or not old, but whatever, the retro line Marvel Legends. So I threw that in there too. Definitely wanted to have like all the Sentinels possible. Here's the damaged head up close, and do a kind of comparison with that for anyone curious. You know what, I'm gonna go and see if I can let this chill here for a second, and I might go and see. If someone wants to hold this phone for me, that'd be awesome. All right, be right back. Yeah, so Alpha Flight. I think this was like the second version we got of him. I think, what was it? Hasbro did him way back 2007. I think was a terrible body, but this one we had a much better one. If anyone else is curious about any figures they want me to look at, let me know. Definitely have to make some updates though. I'm just trying to figure all that out. Who's got to get cut out? Oh yeah, so I definitely wanted to do a test to see with the other Sentinel. Obviously, I have these Sentinels hidden all throughout here, but I just been using the blast to kind of see if it would just hold the figure, which it's been doing. It's just been weighing it down. If anyone else curious about anything, DC, Multiverse, Marvel Legends, don't like gotta be only Marvel. It could be whatever. And yeah, that's no problem, man. Thank you for joining me today. Who was your guys in top 10? Did you guys agree with my list for this year, or was there other figures that were just like really like, nah, that should have been top 10? You know, put it down in the comments who y'all thought. I still got to post my DC one. I did make the video, but I was really like, I did it like in the middle of the night. I always had to sound quiet with my kids sleeping, so I'm just kind of like debating on redoing it, but I might just post it. Don't know if I have time to make another one. Batman's McFarlane? Yeah, I got you. So, obviously tons of Batman. It's my, I'm sure you see my other video maybe, but yeah, lots of Batman figures that we've gotten. So I don't know which ones you are curious about, but yeah. McFarlane's posted out so many Batman figures, I know. And I have a few scattered, randomly through here too, because every shelf needs a Batman, basically, right? Let's see where else I can find them. Got another one here. Yeah, I know. Wow. Once McFarlane's done, I'm downsizing a big portion because I got to figure out space, because I'm already pretty much tapped out almost, and with a whole other year, I'm sure McFarlane's going to release some stuff I have to have rather than stuff just kind of being a shelf piece. Like, I like the Batman shelf. There's just so many, though. Like, it's very cluttered. Favorite? I'm going to say the night. I'm all about Super Friends and classic stuff, so definitely for me, it's this Nightfall version right here. I would like to see them do maybe another attempt at it, try to aim more of that classic look. They kind of did it with the San Comic-Con exclusive here, but it wasn't really like genuine like it's supposed to be like that, so I don't know if they're going to redo him. But honestly, I feel like McFarlane's just like tapped out with Batmans, other than like doing some other movie versions maybe. I want to make a list. I'm going to make a video, 10 Batmans McFarlane has surprisingly not made, because there's definitely a lot out there that he has not done. So, which would be surprising for some. Honestly, I don't know if they would do Burt Ward Robin, because honestly, with that, I think they should have released him with the Batmobile. That was the perfect opportunity to do it. McFarlane was already throwing figures with the vehicles. I don't know why he stopped and drew the line there. I think it will happen as long as he can have the rights to do it, which I'm sure he does. He did the retro stuff, so I'm sure he'll maybe do it. But I think it's gonna be like one of those things where it's like we're not gonna know until closer to the end of next year, where we're just like, wow, we're really missing out on that one. So I feel like that'll be a surprise kind of like throw in before the line ends. We'll see. But McFarlane likes to keep us on our toes, right? See what stuff we're missing out. I don't know if you saw the news stream. He did announce the re-releasing the Joker from the Dark Knight. So we have to get that updated, of course. Which I didn't like this one. I knew this one had to get updated, so that was a kind of a given. But while we're doing the other Christopher Reeve Superman, another one way too fast. But again, you only have 1 year left, so I can see why they did it. Who else was it? I really hope they don't try to release him as a deluxe theatrical thing for that Burt Ward Robin, because that definitely wouldn't make sense for me. But hopefully they do it cheap, kind of how they did the Adam West one, I guess. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely know they're not going to do the villains. If they do, they'd have to do like a whole pack thing and just knock it all out. But honestly, just Robin alone would be fine. Here's the other X-Men. I took a lot of the figures off from here, but I want to throw one of the Sentinels up here, but I don't know how I'm going to do them. I maybe just make it lay down or something, like it got defeated. So, Yeah. We'll probably give it a few more minutes. If no one else wants to suggest anything for me to look at, now's the time, you know. Uh, the Batman villains for multiverse. Oh yeah, there's a lot that have to get done. I know Solomon Grundy's gonna get another figure, so hopefully that one looks better. Because I'm using the Arkham game one, but I don't like that version of Solomon Grundy. I know he's not like meant to be always super tall, but for the Arkham ones he was. So that's why he's my throwing in this on this shelf. So I really want to see a very good Solomon Grundy. I want to see Ventriloquist with Scarface, Mad Hatter. There's a few, there's like the C list, D list Batman villains that I really want to see too. But I just know they're not going to do them. But I really want McFarlane to just focus more on the villains rather than other versions of Batman. Definitely need more villains. I mean, I love the Scarecrow. I'm so happy we got that one. He was my favorite Batman villain added to the collection for this year. We definitely need more though. Definitely would. Superman villains too, in my opinion. We need more Superman villains and some Flash villains. We really need McFarlane to make a villains this year. Like just make them happen. Get because the multiple Batmans and Supermans. Like I understand why you have to do it, but you don't have to do it that much. And with the amount of ones that we've gotten so far, it's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like the 66 Riddler and Penguin, Joker, Catwoman, all that. Like, I think those four essential villains, those would be great. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Just because I don't see them buying. I don't see those like flying off the shelf too easy. Especially when he just did them in the retro line, and for me, I had all of those characters with Mattel, and then I eventually gave up on them. I was like, whatever. So, when McFarlane did his, I'm like, okay, this is my definitive Adam West. This is the definitive Batmobile for me. Like I'm just happy with those. And Robin, I'll be happy with that and draw the line there. But I mean, if he did come out with them, I guess I'd buy them. But I kind of just I'm not expecting it. Anyone else in the chat, if you want me to look at something, or if Jason's, if you got something too. DC, Marvel, Star Wars, name it, guys. Whatever you want. How do y'all feel about the Supergirl teaser trailer? Didn't I? I don't know. I didn't really like it. Two Guardians for me. Most expensive figure. Most expensive figure I ever paid for, or one that increased in value. Um, I mean the Green Lantern Spectre one went up there in price, and I think the Beast Boy Teen Titans one went up in price too. I'm not sure who's higher though. I think the Green Lantern here is the highest. Um, But I won that through equal, thank God. And then Beast Boy, I rushed eBay. I did not wait past San Diego Comic Con weekend when that whole thing was going on. I just paid for it on eBay. I did not care, and I paid a bit higher, of course, but definitely not as high as people were doing it now. Um, God, what else was there that I'm really trying to think? What figure for DC? I mean, I don't know if DC. I was very spot on for getting anything right away, except for the Beast Boys, of course. Everything I was pretty much like trying to always be right on top of it. Like I never try to say I'll wait for a figure and see if it'll drop in price because you never know. Like Bane, for example, I almost could have passed on him, and like he shot up and disappeared like real quick. So it's like reasons like that. I don't really try to pass on a figure right away. I'll just pick him up and see what happens after. For Marvel, I probably paid a bit more of a premium maybe for something. I know Dragon Man, I probably paid not this Dragon Man, but the original one from Toy Biz. I know I paid about 200 for him at the time. Obviously, they re-released it. That price dropped, so I don't have that one anymore. I got rid of it. So, but that was one I kind of jumped at pretty. That was pretty expensive for me at the time. Yeah, I really don't know if I went so crazy with too many things. I mean, I don't know if I went crazy, guys. Look at my fucking room. Um, but yeah, I was always trying to always be on top of everything because I collected Marvel Legends and DC when I was a little kid, like right away from the beginning. I never pushed things to the side really. Obviously, Dragon Man eluded me. Frost Giant here. I know I paid something for him. I forgot what, but um, oh yeah, yeah. What was it? Fin Fang Foom. Him, I probably paid the most for. I think at the time it was 275 because I definitely fell out of Marvel Legends when Hasbro first took it. I was done with it when Toy Biz lost it, but then I came back. So Fin Fang Foom was definitely one of those that I paid some extra for. But I'm hoping we see a HasLab in the future one day, so I can pay even more for another one, like all of us, right? Not a Marvel Legend here, but the Engine of Vengeance. This was the Ramen Toys one. I had to get that as a replacement. Trying to see what else was there. Now it's not these ones, but like the Savage Land, the old 3 pack. I mean, the only thing I kept from that is the background box. But I paid something for them too. That was a bit. My issue with Marvel Legends Hasbro is that they always re-release things. So if everything's expensive at one point, it'll drop down eventually because Hasbro sees the results and then they want to get in on that money, so they re-release the figures so people on eBay stop making it. And it's kind of funny because McFarlane's the exact opposite. He loves people making money off his toys. So DC Multiverse from him is definitely going to go and be much more different. And yeah, but yeah, I think that's as far as expenses go. I mean, HasLabs are kind of cheating here. But I mean, I guess you could say Galactus is probably the most expensive because he was 400, right? Um, yeah, he would definitely be the probably the one I paid most for a figure, and that's just because that's Hasbro being Hasbro. So it wasn't like I paid scalper prices for that much. Everything's been a little bit here and there though. No, I don't do 1/6 scale. I'm strictly like 1/12, 1/10 scale. Um, I've always been a fan of the 6-inch figures. And if I did 1/6, it was just there just wouldn't be room. I couldn't do it. I love the universe building for me, so that's why I'm like I gotta do the 1/12 scale universe building. Because 1/6 I would definitely be cherry picking if I did get in on that. They're great figures though. Let's see. Star Wars, I've been almost debating on quitting the Star Wars Black Series entirely, just because of I hate some of the decisions that they've made with the line. But yeah, I don't have anything for military either. Like I mean, like I'm not really big on having military figures. Other than like I have like scenic stuff. Like I mean, I love the World War II Logan. He was great. But some GI Joe's stuff. But I'm so big on superheroes and such. But like I like getting some of those GI Joes for scene building if I ever even have time to do it. But yeah. Top 10 McFarlane for last year. I'm definitely gonna be making a video on that because I'm trying to come up with I'm trying to come up with either more streams to do. I want to do more streams with everyone. I'll do a face to face too. Or so. What's up, everyone? So yeah, top 10 or whatever figures. I want to see McFarlane just knock out lanterns. Like really, I really want to see him do some more Green Lantern related characters. Obviously, we're getting La Freeze, but I would love to see Bleeze. She would be fantastic, and I think McFarlane would be so dumb to not do that character. It's just, especially when he did all like the death metal stuff. I'm like, if you want a hardcore looking figure, like Bleeze is one of them. Like I love the bone wings and stuff, and you could just have some blood coming out the mouth. That would be that's such an ideal figure for me to see McFarlane do. But obviously, whatever. Um, Arkillo would be great. I thought with him doing Kilowog, he introduced maybe a few pieces there to like kind of recreate that figure or recreate a new character with that. So I hope to see Arkillo come out. What else is there? I think there's a leaked list out there. We are going to get some other Lantern characters. Apparently, Black Hand and Indigo are going to be coming, and Star Sapphire. So we'll see. Those figures are rumored. Oh, and also, I don't know if you guys heard this. Jessica Cruz, that figure might be getting canceled. She wasn't a part of the reveals. Might be a licensing issue. Might That figure might be prevented from coming out. So we'll see. I hope not, or it might be delayed. But who knows? But yeah, that there's something might be going down with that figure. So I heard that from somewhere else. So don't quote me on it. But that might be a thing. And yeah, let me just go and top 10. Well, Parasite. I want to see Parasite for the Superman villains, and I want to see Metallo. The actual Metallo, not like this version of Metallo that we got. That one sucked. So I want to see them do that. What else is there? I want to see them do like a new Speedy, Red Arrow figure. I want to see them do a figure of that, but I wouldn't say top 10, but definitely one that came to mind to see them do. More JSA members, of course. Really, like I want McFarlane to focus on making the teams that are already well established even bigger, rather than hey, I'm gonna go create more teams and not complete them. Like, I don't want to see him being like, hey, we're doing Doom Patrol. We released Robot Man and a Negative Man, and then we forgot about everybody else. I don't want to see him do that. I just want to see him, like, just focus on building what you currently have. Because that's the issue I have with DCUC. It's like you have so many great things, but then it stops where you don't have a full team potentially. But like, they both have great stuff made. But I want to now. It's never gonna happen, but I would love to have seen them do like a big Starro figure, especially one from the movie, just because it looked comic-y anyway. Didn't really matter, but I really wanted to see him do like a crowdfund Starro, but obviously that's not gonna happen. But that would have been one that I think could have been achievable. So maybe Mattel can do that one day. I think they'll be more toyetic and fun about it. But yeah. Oh, and Super Friends. Yeah, Super Friends is also whatever members from that. I would love to see get completed with that. So I'd love to see Apache Chief, the Wonder Twins. He's doing good on villains, but we need to see Giganta and such. I want to see those characters get made, but we'll get 30 more Batmans before that, so we'll see. um, yeah, but what are your top 10 guys? Put it down in the comments. Or what do you guys want to see McFarlane do? Because it's really a good question. Because with such a little time left, you can only do so much. What was that? I think Mad Hatter was also leaked on the top, not top 10, but Mad Hatter was leaked on a list that might be coming out. But we'll see. I won't believe it until I see like images, and especially with the last year, figures will get announced and canceled. That's like a given. Like, so it's like take everything with like, hey, yeah, they announced it, but will they really come out with it? Like Larfleeze, for example, I'm like, hey, they announced him with these other figures, and he doesn't get released with those other figures. I mean, and I have a feeling he will get released with the other Lantern figures I mentioned. I think maybe it got pushed to that, like, next wave. I'm hoping it's like a full Lanterns wave of just Black Hand and LaFleeze. It'll be really cool. But yeah, I really hope we don't see some good figures get canceled. If they do, I really hope it's just a version of Batman I don't need. Just to be frank. Apparently, we'll get the Bat Missile from Batman Returns, so we're not done with the movie shelf here. Like, I might have to change things up here for these guys, because I'm definitely going to be trying to figure that out. It really depends. If I'm going to go and do Mattel again, how much will my wife tolerate it? But yeah, no, I do plan on seeing what Mattel at least is. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not doing it. I'm not a diehard McFarlane fan. I'm not diehard Mattel. I'm diehard DC. So I have a list of things Mattel should and shouldn't do. I want to make more videos. I will once I can figure out like those time frames. Maybe I'll try to make a video tomorrow and put it out there. But I definitely want to see Mattel not make the same mistakes they did before, and I also don't want to see them make the mistakes McFarlane is making now. So I'm hoping they could take the best from both what they've done before and what they can learn from McFarlane did. So I really want to see what they will put out in the first wave or two. And yeah, like I heard that they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're releasing some figures, and then they plan to re-release them again in a kind of ultimate form, like kind of what they did with the WWE stuff. So it's kind of like, do you jump in right away and then the figures are kind of mid, and then they get better along the way, which is exactly what happened with McFarlane. It didn't happen that way with Mattel. It was kind of more like when Mattel got it with the Four Horsemen. They were great at first, and then they had the decline. So McFarlane was reversed though, was bad at first and then got better along the way. So Mattel's, it's kind of like, is it going to be really good at first, or is it going to go downhill, or is it going to get, better along the way? So hopefully it's perfect from the get go, because really they can just look at what Marvel Legends has done and see what Star Wars has done. Just look at those kind of IPs and see what they did, and the and look at what McFarlane's done, and don't be the exact same, be something unique, so that line can survive longer than 10 years. Because what DCUC started in '08 and ended, I think, in 2012, and then they reignited it with those like other things, the signature series and such. So and McFarlane, we only had like 5 or 6 years. So I really want to see them just do a wide selection of characters. So it really depends. But if I do, I'm gonna have to definitely cut down on McFarlane for sure, and even some Mattel stuff, which I have done. But I mean, there's no way I'm gonna get below these two shelves here. Like this is my Mattel collection. So and those ones I'm like, I love them too much. I can't possibly replace them with McFarlane stuff. But McFarlane has such great figures as well. So it's like you have to have both almost. Certainly with when you have characters that weren't made from either line. So I'm really hoping if Mattel does come back, they stick around long enough where eventually, maybe one or even both these lines could be obsolete. Where obviously you won't, but maybe we can get where you have a very good selection where you have a wide uh, characters from DC and not 50 Batmans. No, like the mistakes, meaning like how they're released, like the red platinums and all these like variations and the exclusivity. Like I'm on top of McFarlane's stuff, but if you like don't pay attention, if you're not on day day or not night like day one, hour one of pre-order, maybe even the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, these figures sell out, very fast, and then you have to really look for them. And then you have the platinums, you have to go and search and store. And I also hate how he's like McFarlane spreads out. Like it's fun because it feels like you do have a full year DC figures, but it's like I need a break. Marvel gives those breaks, or like Hasbro, like you'll go 2 months without worrying about searching for a Marvel Legend in store. Where DC, it's like every 1 to 3 weeks, you have to run to the store to find something or pre-order something. There's really like everything's so scattered, and that's I really hope Mattel can avoid doing something like that. I know they like their chases because they do that with WWE, but I know they just do like one figure in a wave or two figures in a wave that may have a chase, rather than McFarlane being like, hey, every single collector edition figure has a platinum. Some figures do need it and some don't. I do like what McFarlane does, but like it's just the way it's done is stressful. So I'm hoping Mattel can avoid making it so stressful, like compared to what McFarlane did. And what like Hasbro, like other than the recent Kith figures, like Marvel Legends, I've never had a problem having to buy or pre-order whatever in the last 5 6 years, like not at all. So that's what I kind of like what Hasbro's been doing, and they said, hey, we're done with chases. There's no point to really do them. If you want to make that version of that figure, just make it, you know. So we'll see, but McFarlane's made some great figures, so I'm definitely gonna be cool with them. In 10 years, you think my figures will go up or down in value? It definitely depends on the characters, which ones, because there is definitely ones that I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna go up in price. But there's ones that are just like it absolutely will. Like there's certain ones that like for example, like maybe like the Teen Titans, like the Beast here. Like I feel like Beast Boy here, like that would go up. The Hal Jordan Spectre, of course, will go up. I don't see I don't see Mattel like being like, hey, yeah, we're gonna release that version, and you know, those prices will affect it so much. I mean, maybe it will, but again, it's just will Mattel make these exact versions, and will the sculpt outbeat it? Also, scale matters too. So, I mean, they don't know the exact scale, whether it's like what 6.5 inches or 7 inches, or just back to the standard 6 inch. Um, so obviously scale is gonna matter. If they do 7 inch, it'd be fantastic because then you could like really like. I mean, I don't like to mix my lines, but if Mattel comes back and hey, our figures match with McFarlane's, I'm throwing my Mattel figures with McFarlane because it's very well established and some figures can look really good, and obviously not everyone's pinless, but no one's pinless for McFarlane, but Mattel would have to go pinless to really beat what McFarlane's done, and have great sculpts and unique ones like Firestorm here. That's a great sculpt. You had to do a unique one, Deathstroke or not Deathstroke, Deadshot. He had to have a unique sculpt. So like some great stuff that was done. Now, one thing I do want Mattel to do, and this is the one lesson I think that really McFarlane uh, kind of said, or that they did. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, DC Multiverse came out and DC figures are just DC Multiverse. You have the retro, the Batman stuff, the Super Friends retro, Batman animated. Like, you have like those things. I think it would be fantastic if, uh, Mattel's like, hey, we have our new bodies. They're 6.5 inch or 7 inch, however you want to say, and there are new figures. However, throughout our year, we're gonna have one wave, maybe two waves, if they want to do. If it works, maybe just first year one wave. Do a DC Universe Classic style wave. That way, you have people who love the DCUC stuff can still build from that, but very small. Like, hey, I got six figures and I build a figure or whatever, and I finally managed to get more members for my JSA at that time or whatever. I think that would be awesome. And then and not obviously putting a whole year of DCUC, not going deep with it. I really want to see them do something like that though. And yeah. So really, whatever Mattel does decide to do, I think that will extremely affect with whether McFarlane's figures go up or down. But I think for the most part, I'd say most would go up. Like I can't imagine this Bane going down in value. Like some characters maybe, like Superboy Prime, yeah, sure, he's not going to go up. This Lex Luthor, he's not going to go up, but maybe Orion could go up for like a little bit. Even though he's simple or whatever, but I don't know, like something like that. Wonder Woman, like here, she's gonna go up in value. That's no doubt about that. Martian Manhunter would be one I would say yes, but he's gonna get re-released. So we're getting a new Martian Manhunter, thankfully, because I do like this one, but I do want to see him make another one. So yeah, we'll see how that one looks. But that would, hey, that's gonna affect it. So kind of McFarlane somewhat affected that price probably, since he's doing his own re-release. I really don't know. Um, I don't know if I think like the McFarlane molds would be his, right? Like I don't think Warner Bros would have like any ownership of that. I mean maybe they do, I don't know. I guess they would, because I guess what Hasbro had the molds for Toy Biz when they started. That's a little tricky. I wonder how that would work. Like, I don't know. Like if McFarlane were to get it back 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be collecting at that point. I think I'd be done. Whatever Mattel does, I want to see what they do, and I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna continue DC or not from there. Because I am happy with what I got for DC. I'll downsize and maybe even customize just to get those characters that I never got to have as a figure. But I think Mattel can really do it right if they just listen to everybody, like really listen to like the audience is actually saying, not kind of following with whatever film is coming out. I know they have to, but that really destroyed them in 2016 when they just kept on releasing the crappy movie figures that were just not there. And I really hope Mattel avoids doing movie stuff. If anything, I wish McFarlane had the rights to do the movie stuff and Mattel got the comic stuff, because McFarlane aced it with the movie stuff. That's just amazing. Like, I don't want to see Mattel waste their time on movies. So, especially if they try to go back like McFarlane did. Like, there's no reason to see Mattel do a Justice League Snyder cut figures. Like, I do not want to see that. I don't want to see. I mean, obviously, I know they'll try to do DCU stuff, but again, I don't see the draw after, especially after Superman and Peacemaker and the Supergirl teaser. I'm not hyped at all about the DCU, so I don't know. I know I kind of rambled on there about other stuff, but that's just kind of what I feel right now for Mattel and McFarlane. But yeah, obviously when that time comes, they have to do something entirely new. God knows if they're even making figures in 25 years, you know? Oh, let's see. Um, I mean, yes and no. I don't know. It's definitely going to have some sort of effect, but I think it's not as bad as what everyone wants to make it out to be. I don't. I I see it not as a problem paying a little extra for some figures. So some people, yeah, but you know what? There's other people that are. We have to wait. We have to wait and see longer. But I don't want to say anything more into it because I know it gets a little political there. But I'm fine with everything that's been going on. I think we'll be all right for the most part, but we'll see. Maybe we'll have to get our toys made in India or something. But I don't think it'll get to that point. Who are you hoping to see McFarlane bust out this last year? I'm sure you have someone to suggest. When did I start collecting? 2001, I think I was. When did Marvel Legends first come out? Really, with the Toad and Iron Man wave. Um, I had to be 6 or 7 around that time, so that's probably like I started right away. I loved toys like immediately. I was like most kids, right? But like I got into like the collecting aspect of it around that age when that first wave came out. Uh, what was it? I think I got the Toad figure first. I think the Toad was my first figure, I'll never forget this conversation I had with my dad. But you know, he was talking about the Iron Man, and I was like, "Oh, I want the Iron Man," and he was telling me, "Oh, how it looked so stupid because the mask was off." And I was like, "That's what makes it so cool. You could put it on and off." And yeah, and that was, let's see, I got the old Toy Biz stuff up here. Yeah, I had to keep that figure because this is what really kept me going. This was my favorite one. That's how I started with that wave. And you know, I was into it for a while until about, and once they lost it, Marvel lost it. I was out. Well, Toy Biz lost the license. I was definitely done. So I got back into it with DC Universe Classics though, and Movie Masters. The Dark Knight was, God, that pulled me into DC, and I didn't really have a DC collection, so I did that. So I kind of went on and off with that. I fell off with it after like Wave 3, I think, with DC Universe Classics, and then I fell back into it Wave 5 with Metallo, and then that was super hard exclusive, like Walmart exclusive. I remember it was terrible. So yeah, then and at that point I was just like, I'm never giving up on collecting. I didn't want to fall out because I had to do extensive researching for the like the Fin Fang Foom wave and such. So I had to go get those figures, and I didn't want to do that ever again. So I fell out of the line and I came back. DC, you know, when Mattel was over, it was kind of a great break. But then what was it? McFarlane showed up, and I didn't get the first wave right away. I waited until about the second wave, I think, and then I popped in. And what was it? Star Wars, I also collected right away when they started Black Series. But I downsized that heavy because this used to all be Star Wars. Everything was Star Wars here. This whole everything. And then now I got it down to these like two glass cabinets, a lower shelf here, and some of these are the new stuff too. And then I had the other section here. That's my little Star Wars closet. So these ones I downsized because these were just not. I was really pissed off what they did with the Rancor thing. They took all the wrong advice. So I you know, when DC was done, I was getting into Star Wars, and now that DC's like heavy, I'm like, all right, I'm out of Star Wars. So we'll see what that is all about. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it with the stream, guys. You know, it was not a huge turnout. I wasn't expecting much. This is the first time I ever did it. Didn't really get out much information. I hope you guys did enjoy it, though. You know, we took a look at the Sentinel, multiple versions of them. So, and, you know, I hope to do this again. It was pretty fun. You know, so, and hopefully people can catch it on the flip side. So, you know, thank you guys for joining. So that was the first and only one. No, we'll see. But you know, hey, thank you guys for watching. So I'll do maybe another one, but I'll be posting some videos. So stay tuned. I got some reviews I'm gonna try to work on and do top tens, whatever. So stay tuned for that, guys. So peace, guys. Toy Mantis out.